the theme of this show? Is buttholes.
The whole show.
Because they're always probing.
I mean, this show is the literal butthole of Apple Television.
Yes.
So.
There's the intro clip right there.
It is.
Welcome back to episode 3 of Invasion Season 2. So our boys over there at Shady Mile,
Not a sponsor.
not a sponsor, have found out that somehow this show had managed to make nuclear war, alien invasion, and flamethrowers boring. So, to help us through this, they sent us just an absolute ungodly amount of alcohol. Keeps going.
Wow.
Just to keep us in line and,
Oh my
and
God,
having
it's still
fun.
coming?
It's still coming.
That's 4 bottles.
Still coming. I think I'm missing one too. Here's another one. There you go. Boom.
Holy shit, dude.
Oh,
Wow,
and,
we got 2 open
and
bottles.
the moon cut. Look at that. Look how gorgeous that looks. Beautiful.
Dang.
It keeps going.
Oh, bookend.
Wow. Here, put that one on the end of there.
Yeah.
We got a whole end of the table.
Okay.
Wow.
Good Lord, man.
Thank you, Shady Mile, for helping us through this troubling time. Mm-hmm. And flamethrowers, nuclear war, and alien invasion
Can you
is
take a
somehow
picture of that?
boring. I will absolutely take a picture of that.
Yeah.
You need this much alcohol just to get through these episodes.
This is a 1 episode
that's
package.
this won't make it through the season.
No.
That's the sad part. It will not make it through the season. Miles not a sponsor.
Shady Mile's not a sponsor of
Not a
this
sponsor.
podcast. They just really like to send us booze.
Caskers.com and what else?
We should probably sponsor them.
Casker, yeah, go to caskers.com, guys, and grab yourself some good old-fashioned Kentucky bourbon.
Winn-Dixie in Florida?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, for our Florida people. I know,
Yeah.
we know a lot of people in Florida. All right, so without further ado, let's get into episode 3 of Invasion.
It's ridiculous.
Like I said, freaking an hour-long episode of things that should be cool, but
That aren't. Yeah.
So, Kadish, take it away.
Well, we do want to give a shout out to Shady Mile for helping us get through this show. Mm-hmm. It's a very difficult show to get through sober.
Oof.
Especially those first 2 episodes. But this episode's special, guys.
Why is
Because
that?
instead of 2 boring storylines, we get 3.
Oh,
It's
man. Yeah,
amazing.
they did change it up.
Did
They
they?
did change it up, yeah.
What's
Because
the
we got Trevante.
Did you fall asleep again?
No, I watched this episode twice because to make up for the fact that I fell
first 2
asleep last week.
episodes, we got a half hour for each of the 4 character arcs in the show. This one, they did 3 different character arcs.
Was Trevante, the Japanese chick?
Amazon and Piece of Shit Family.
Oh, yeah,
They were all in the same thing, yeah.
with the rude Canadians, which is also a drinking game.
Oh, God.
So if you're watching
Let me
along
finish
with
my
us,
water.
every time a Canadian is rude, we take a sip.
This
Cheers.
is going to get fired up here.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do this.
Hand me one of the open ones.
This one's open.
I'll drink
You
the
want
rye.
rye or wheat?
I'll take the rye. I know you guys don't.
Jude's
like
got
it.
more hair on her chest than the rest of us.
I don't mind it. If I start the vodka, I won't stop drinking today.
that
so.
vodka is dangerous. It's
It is.
dangerous.
Yeah, but after we're done recapping the show, I think it might be fun to read some of the comments that we've been getting for our
Oh,
previous
sure.
episodes.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That's a good, and yeah, for the ending cap, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so stick around till the end. We got a lot of stuff coming your way. But let's talk about Invasion Season 2, Episode 3, titled Fireworks.
Fireworks.
Yes. All right, so as we mentioned previously, there are 3 different storylines going on in this episode, and we're going to start with everyone's favorite piece of shit family, Aneesha Malik. At the movement headquarters, Piece of Shit Jr. starts macking on Ketchup Girl as she spray paints a truck and tells Piece of Shit Jr. that the movement doesn't abandon people unless they're Canadian soldiers, because fuck them. Anyway, Piece of Shit Jr. starts spray painting the truck, and Last of Us Joel is like, watch out, kid. You're going to trigger your asshole mother. And sure enough, Aneesha walks up and is instantly like, what the fuck are you doing, you little piece of shit?
And he's like, whoop, told you so.
Yep. And Aneesha then tells Piece of Shit Jr. to pack his and his sister's shit because they're getting the hell out of Dodge. She then tells Last of Us Joel not to talk to her shitty kids and get them to the nearest refugee center because this movement hideout has too many nice people and way too much hot chocolate. Mm-hmm. As the movement convoy goes somewhere, they get a distress call from some people who are trapped in a car in a ravine being attacked by fridge crawlers. How they drove their car into a ravine and happened to have a CB radio is anyone's guess, but this is Invasion. We don't ask these logical questions here. Anyway, Last of Us Joel is like, let's save these people. And Aneesha, of course, is like, no, fuck them. Get me my shitty kids to the refugee center now. And Last of Us Joel is like, after we save these poor innocent people who are being attacked by aliens, Mrs. Piece of Shit. Hey, remember when Aneesha was a compassionate doctor who cared about saving lives? You don't?
Nope.
Well, that's okay because the writers don't either. So the movement convoy diverts to the ravine, and Last of Us Joel tells Aneesha not to worry because they're parked at a safe distance, as you do. The hillbillies with shotguns then trade in their shotguns for flamethrowers and head down into the ravine to rescue these poor, dumb people trapped in their car. Why not just chuck Molotov cocktails from the high ground and kill the aliens that way? Well, I guess that's a move reserved only for Japanese lesbians.
That's right.
Anyway, due to budget constraints, the weekend warriors with the flamethrowers disappear into the ravine, leaving Aneesha and her shitty kids. But then Piece of Shit Jr. senses more aliens coming their way, and I mean like hundreds of fridge crawlers coming down the mountain. So he decides it would be a good idea to abandon his family, just like his father, and go join certain death down in the ravine with Ketchup Girl and the rest of the weekend warriors, because that makes the most sense. Aneesha then abandons her youngest daughter and rushes after her piece of shit son. Luckily, the world governments nuke the aliens before the fridge crawler reinforcements can arrive, and the day is saved until Aneesha crawls back out of we don't have a budget for this ravine and discovers that the 6-year-old daughter she abandoned is now missing. Surprise, surprise.
Oh,
What? Abandoning your kids leads to them disappearing?
Season 2, Aneesha is making me miss season 1 piece of shit.
Wow.
I hate her. I freaking hate her.
She's so
man.
mean.
She's just a bitch.
She's so mean to everybody.
She's a flip-flop.
Yes.
She's like, I want to be with the military. Fuck the military. I want to be with the fucking Canadian militia. No, fuck them. Back to the military.
I wish, I just want to instead of piece of shit, I just want to start calling her cunt.
You can't do that.
With the hard C?
With the hard C.
Ooh.
You can call her a cunt.
You
You have to put a little funny accent on it.
She's such a bitch. I can't even. Like everybody in this show,
Like this dude saved you.
I have zero empathy for her or anything that happens to her.
Let's go down this road a little bit with this lady. So this guy, she gets not kidnapped, but she gets taken by the Canadian military.
Arrested.
Because they were mean.
Kidnapped.
Drinking to the Canadian, yeah.
Arrested for harboring the only weapon known to kill the aliens.
Do something to the aliens.
She's still harboring it. They don't.
And then he's like, hey, come with me and I'll save you from the military who's doing bad things. And she's like, oh, if I have to.
Okay.
And they go with them, and then they give them hot chocolate, safe place to be.
Lots of ketchup.
Lots of ketchup.
Yeah.
Haynes 87.
57.
57.
They
And
have 87.
But Haynes makes underwear.
That's up in
Heinz?
Canada, right?
Heinz.
Yeah. Heinz 87 up in Canada.
Canadian version of Heinz is Haynes 87.
it's way more bloody.
It's got some syrup in it.
A little better.
smells like hazel.
Heinz has a better texture. It looks a little more real.
And then they go and they're like, okay, we're gonna. I don't know where they're going. Did they ever explain where they're going?
Someplace.
They're moving. We're moving someplace from point A to point B.
I'm gonna take you. We're gonna take you to these nicer people. I
guess. Yeah.
I don't know.
And then they're like,
It's
hey,
really
by the
vague.
way, there's this family stuck in another ravine.
yeah.
The show loves its ravines.
Did you guys find a school bus down there in that ravine too?
Right? There's a bunch of British kids down
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and how deep was that ravine?
Oh my
Deep,
God.
deep enough to not be able to see the fight because they didn't want to show it.
Yeah, they didn't want to show
with
the
a
fight.
couple little fire pots down there going.
It's like a Metallica concert going on down there.
That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. It was hilarious.
ridiculous.
How did who drives into a ravine?
I don't know.
School bus.
But you know,
I mean,
all I know
it
is
happens every season. This is the ravine part of this season.
I'm really happy that these people not only that they drove into a ravine, but they happen to have a CB radio with the right channel on to get.
Well,
to
they were part of the
people.
movement, weren't they?
I don't think so.
No, they were just
weren't.
randos.
Just
They were
randos, huh?
It's like number one, who has a CB in
People
your car?
during alien apocalypses.
It's the end of the world.
Well,
I mean, I don't know where you go buy one of
But
these
who,
things now.
like, I just the idea that hey, there's a family down there, we're gonna rescue her, and them.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're like, no,
yeah,
get us back on the road. And the convoy is going, right? The convoy's driving. He's like, he names like 3 people.
Yeah.
And he's like, come with me, we're gonna go.
Yeah.
And they turn off. But the rest of the convoy keeps going to their destination. I'm like, if she was going to put up that much of a fuss,
Uh-huh.
would have been like, hey, jump in this truck.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to keep going. We're going to go rescue these people. Because otherwise, you're just a liability at this point.
Would you like to be a writer on this show?
Maybe.
Well, they made it a point at the beginning of this storyline because Ketchup Girl says, we don't abandon people. Like the military abandons people. We don't. That's what makes they're the good movement. I'm a good movement and I'm a bad movement. So like they set it up very early on that Last of Us Joel and his ketchup daughter are all about rescuing, the wayward souls.
Where are the good people?
Yeah. And they're from Ohio.
Yeah, they're not Canadian.
What are they doing in Canada?
I don't know, but they're way nicer than the Canadians, which is weird. Okay, so and then they go and they're like, "Oh, drink to them." Yeah, angry Canadians.
What is the game?
Every time the Canadians are mean.
Every time we talk about Canadians being nice, we have to drink.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get wasted.
that's kind of the point.
I don't want to get wasted.
So they go to the pit of despair and they're like,
Pit of woe.
"There's
Don't even try to escape.
The ravine of no budget.
there's people down there, but we don't see the people." And there's 6 aliens. 6
Specifically.
6 specifically.
Those people,
Well, they've been dead a long
like
time
the
ago.
rodents of unusual size, I don't think they
I don't
exist.
think they exist, right? It's
Well,
a trap.
it's funny because in season 1 we saw like what one fridge crawler can do to a car, which is basically they just burst in through the window in like 3 seconds. You're dead.
Done. Over.
But these guys are fighting off 6 of them. Although the Japanese chick melted like 15.
Well, because they're impervious to fire. Or impervious.
Has
The
the news-
kid in the ravine probably had seizures.
I feel like at this point the word has spread about the flamethrowers.
Maybe they have a lighter.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
I got a Zippo wall crawler.
So the Japanese
I will
chick
burn you.
The Japanese chick is using cocktails to burn them. These guys have like
magic cocktails.
These guys have like aliens, like Ripley with the
where do
alien,
the
like
flamethrowers come from?
flamethrowers on like steady arms, and they're like, "Let's go get them."
Yeah,
Got
that's
like,
a two-hand.
got like the movement readers.
Boop, 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 right? Yeah. So I'm like, okay, obviously news has spread that flame is a useful tool against the aliens.
Yeah, Vasquez and Hudson coming out.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is going to be freaking sweet. But no, because
Lock
it's
and load.
invasion. We get to see them do all this. And I'm like, oh, yeah. All right. Let's go rescue this family.
You know what would have actually made the storyline relevant to like the overall storyline? It's if Luke ran down there, right, and like the weekend warriors with the flamethrowers and they're being overwhelmed by like the fridge crawlers, and he pulls out the magic bullshit device,
And they all scatter.
actually, and he actually saves them. Like he's able to hold off
Yeah.
like the
you
bad
gotta,
guys.
You gotta quit making sense, bro.
I know, but like just the idea that like maybe like Luke rushes down there and then Aneesha, who has the magic bullshit device, has to go down there to save her son.
Yeah.
Like that would have at least like justified the stupid decisions that were going on in the storyline.
Like leave your kids behind. That pissed me off.
I totally expected them to be like, well, like we have the only weapon. We have to help.
Yeah, like-
Otherwise, we're just sitting here letting people die.
Or they could have had the extra super nice military from Canada
Oh shit.
over here the CB traffic, and they show up and go in and rescue him as well.
Yeah, I like the
Then
idea
then they join teams
of the magic
you know.
bullshit device being involved in this. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Like it would have just justified all these different plot threads that they've set up over the course of one season and
And like
3
to show
episodes.
its true potential. Like this is what it can do. And like all the aliens freak out and scatter or something. But what also kind of irritated me too is like Joel from Ohio is like, hey, I'm going to go down in this ravine and rescue this family. If it goes south,
Here's the
he
keys.
He gives the keys to the lady that doesn't want to be there with his daughter in the truck. Why not give the keys to your daughter and be like, listen.
Well, the daughter was going with them.
No, she stayed in the truck.
She stayed in the
Remember?
truck. She stayed for a minute.
He made a point to be like, you freaking keep
stay
your
here.
butt here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do this.
You watch the piece of shit family.
Yeah.
While I go rescue this other
Give her
people.
the keys to the truck, and if things get south, let her choose when it's time to bail out, not the lady who wants to bail out immediately.
He might have known that the daughter wouldn't bail, and so he wanted to make sure she got to safety by giving the keys to Aneesha.
Don't justify these decisions. No, that's fair.
Yeah, what
That's
are
a
you
fair
doing?
Point. That's a fair point. I just thought it was weird that like he wouldn't give it to his daughter.
I'm just constantly surprised at how mean Aneesha is to the guy who literally like saved their lives.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like at the beginning of the episode where she's like, "Don't talk to my kids and get us out of here right away." You know, like she's just giving them orders, and he's like,
She's such a bitch.
Yeah,
I
she's
just
so mean.
She put on that that baseball cap and she became a whole different person.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also seeing like how she wound up with piece of shit to begin with. Like, they're very well suited for each other.
It's true.
Like this Aneesha is very different from season one. Aneesha.
Yeah.
She seems so much like we made a comparison earlier about like Terminator 2 Sarah Connor, like just like hard, cold-hearted freaking Sarah Connor.
But
I feel like this
Sarah
is her.
Connor spent like what 12 years or like
a long
16
time.
years getting to that point. This is 4 months after like
totally.
After everything
But
happened.
I think that's what they thought in their heads, like, oh, she's going to be like Sarah Connor from T2.
It would have been hilarious if they had been like, it's only been 4 months, and Aneesha comes out like all fucking jacked.
Jacked up.
Yeah, that'd been cool.
With freaking mohawk and shit. Like random neck tattoos.
Neck tattoo. Yes.
I
Neck
just,
tattoos are hot.
Oh, yeah.
I just find her whole character loathsome.
Oh,
She's a loathsome character.
It's
Loathsome.
a thesaurus moment.
I forgot about that. I forget about the thesaurus every single week.
What
I mean,
about thesaurus? What are you talking
I
about?
don't know.
well,
I know big words.
it's kind of funny because this is the same woman who was so obsessed with being a doctor and saving people's lives that she literally forgot about her children last season. You remember that?
Yeah, and then when she brought candy to them, she was like, did you think I would forget?
Yeah, now she's all about them.
Yeah.
It's like kids are a pain in the ass, especially in the
In the
Holocaust.
apocalypse?
In the
It's like,
apocalypse.
Just go put them in the orphanage or something and go live your life. They're going to like you better anyway.
You got to take them with you, man. You got to take them with you. You got to train them to be
No,
hard.
they're kind of useless.
Yeah, no, you got to train
You
them.
have to train them to
especially
go
the
and
daughter.
steal shit from the gas station
They're like
in
hobbits.
17 seconds.
They're like hobbits. They're little and they can sneak in places.
Like you have 18 seconds.
small hens.
So
Go on.
And so it smells like cabbage.
the big cliffhanger to this episode is the fact that her daughter went missing, Sarah, who's the only one in the family who's not a complete piece of shit.
Yeah.
so we gotta get rid of her.
She's just whiny and annoying. I don't like it here.
I'm hungry.
So the question
Feed that kid.
so the question becomes: was she abducted or did she just run away?
I think she just ran off.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think
Because-
she got taken.
Because if you remember in season 1, where like Luke just like teleports to like the family's
But
house.
did like a sneezer just like sneak in and grab with one of its tentacles and slither off into the
Yeah.
forest?
It's running away on just like 4 out of 5 tentacles. He's got
that's
Sarah
interesting.
under
We've
one
never
arm.
seen them take anybody, have
Yeah,
we?
no.
Probably just under the car.
They
Probably.
just drive off without her trying
Yeah.
to look for her.
And
Yeah.
they all died when they did their magic bullshit. And made all the
okay.
things appear.
Let me get to that. That's a
So,
good. Thank you for that segue.
The show's over.
there-
We won.
There's
Game over.
some freaking Phantom Menace nonsense going on with
for
this.
sure.
And this is going to come in later when we talk about the whole nuclear war thing, plot line. But if you're going to do, and this is a nitpick, granted, this is a little bit extra for this show, but I just have to say, listen, man, if you're going to do a nuclear war against the aliens, and you're going to show ships falling from the sky, when you show the map of all the ships that are blowing up, at least put one near the characters that you are showing on screen.
But-
watch a ship come out of the sky, because there was nothing anywhere near Canada on that world map of like, we've destroyed 7 ships and they're all in the South Pacific somewhere. And you're like, why are we watching it fall out of the sky in Canada?
I get the feeling that Apple went to the people that make this show after season 1. I was like, listen, we're going to let you make your season 2, but we're going to like cut your budget by 2/3.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what happened here.
But you can
Because
do interesting.
it's
like
bad.
the Ravine stuff.
Oh, it's
it
awful.
made me think of like a film school project where it's
Yeah.
like we're gonna have this big battle, but it's all gonna happen
You're
off
not gonna
screen
see
because we
each other.
can't afford to actually do it.
Because we
Right.
spent all of our CGI on the motherships.
Can we have some fire pods like at a Metallica concert?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, that looks really cool.
That's another question too. Listen, man, if you're aiming at fridge crawlers on
Why
the
are they
ground,
shooting the
why are they
sky?
shooting the sky? They start off by shooting. They're like, all right, guys, lock and load.
It's awful.
I'm like, bro, stop.
Yeah. It was,
It's hilarious.
I seen better special effects from a 1982
Listen, I'm not
movie
even
with-
mad.
about
If
dragons.
this wasn't an Apple TV show and it was just some low budget alien invasion show, I'd be like, yeah, I get it. Hide your shit because you don't have the budget for it. Whatever, it's fine. But come on. You've got motherships and you've got sets and you've got great cinematography. Why are we hiding?
Lajo.
Wajo butthole.
Did you
Did you see I wrote that on his whiteboard?
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
I drew an alien with a butthole and it says Wajo butthole.
I was impressed with Mrs. Piece of Shit
How?
because she finally had a little bit more emotion at the end of the episode. And she screamed out Sarah.
She's looking for a dog.
Sarah!
That's the only time she likes her kids
like,
is when one of them is missing.
and
She
then,
gets one back. She's like, God damn it, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
and then thankfully we go to credits. I'm like, oh, thank God. This episode took me 2 days to watch.
We talked about this part of the episode
awful.
way too long. What else?
Yeah,
What's
what else
Trevante
is
Cole
going on?
doing? What's going on with that guy?
Time for Trevante Cole, everyone's favorite asshole soldier. Trevante is still locked up in Oklahoma jail when the office manager, Rose Calloway, shows up in the morning for work. Turns out Rose, who looks exactly like Trevante's bitchy ex-wife.
She does. I thought it was Liara for a second.
you're
As soon as she
right.
walked in, I was like, Liara! And she was like, I'm Lieutenant so-and-so. And I was like, no, Liara?
Wait, did
Well,
they
she's
recycle
not a lieutenant.
actors?
Whatever her name is.
No, this is a different actress.
Okay, and also, I'm shocked that you remembered her name. Because who gives a shit?
I got a good-looking brain, man.
They did mention her in episode 1.
She's got
man,
a real
yeah.
wrinkly brain.
I remember everybody's name. I don't remember anybody's name from this hardly
I
at all.
have 1,000 different things going on right now in my brain.
Anyway, turns out Rose, who looks exactly like Trevante's bitchy ex-wife, joined the sheriff's station because she cares about her small Oklahoma town and wants to find out why so many local residents are going missing. If only all those dumb white men who are on the force cared more about alien abductions than they did about their coffee maker. Am I right? Anyway, Rose puts Trevante in his place by talking about all the kooks who made it to this supposedly secure military town, claiming that they wanted to help. But once Trevante convinces her to look at Casper's serial killer notebook, he points out that the dates that all the locals went missing are written there, surrounding a drawing of a sheriff's star that matches the one Jim Bell Tyson wore. And yes, we get our first Sam Neill cameo since the season 1 premiere in the form of a missing poster. Trevante's claim that he's there for a reason because of some kid's notebook drawings convinces Rose that he's not a kook. So while everyone is distracted by the nuclear holocaust going on in the atmosphere, she lets Trevante go.
Well, you know, it can't.
You know what
it
a
can't- it
star
can't-
could also be?
a butthole.
Butthole.
Once again, we just see another example of somebody who makes a good cup of coffee getting a pretty cool job. Right?
Okay.
I got it.
She's just a secretary.
These people are ridiculously
stupid.
stupid.
Yeah, this is.
The whole sheriff's department.
Yeah, well.
How's that coffee machine going?
No, it's right.
I'm like,
a coffee machine.
there's a freaking alien invasion. Your town has been taken over by
well,
the military.
the military's here. We're okay. We're just gonna do our thing. It's
Her
good.
whole storyline of fuck the world. Y'all should care about this small town.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if anybody's going to care about the small town, it makes sense. I was okay with her as a character. Like, what? As a normal citizen, when shit like this goes down, you feel completely powerless. You're not going to be able to do really anything of note, but you can at least own something. You can own something that's yours. This is my thing. I'm going to find these missing people. I completely understood her character. In fact, she's the only person in this episode that I was like, all right, she's likable.
But not really.
I didn't. I was like, why do none of the sheriffs here? They all treat her like trash. She's like, hey, we've got 37 missing people.
Which Sarah's visiting right now.
What?
Sarah!
Yeah, the little girl's now hanging out with Jim Bell Tyson.
Oh yeah.
Maybe she jumped out of the car and got sucked down into a crop circle.
Yeah.
It's underneath the car.
Maybe.
Crop circles are wormholes.
Yeah.
The guy with his freaking notebook. Look, man, just give me your notebook and I'll help you. I'm like, bro, that thing hasn't helped since season 1.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I mean,
and then when he's like,
you got this psychopath in jail. It's like, yo, lady, just give me can I have my notebook? Just let me look at my notebook, so because.
And I also like how he's looking at all the wanted poster and he's like that Sam Neill one, man.
Yeah,
that's the one.
His badge looks just like this picture, and his date that he disappeared is on that picture, man.
You mean he has a star?
And it was like a bunch of different dates for a bunch of different
for a bunch of different people.
Those are just numbers, dude.
And what's crazy is when they're cutting to the numbers on the page
backwards.
Like you can't even tell what they are.
That's because Casper wrote them in British.
This is true. This is true.
Month first.
They do they reverse it.
They're flip flop.
It's different.
But
for us in
I'm
the
just
States.
like the writers. I'm just trying to figure out the writers' room here, where they're like, "Hey, let's just put some numbers on the star,
Yeah.
and we'll figure it all.
And
all works
speaking
out
of
later."
Casper, how much did that fucking notebook help him?
Were the stars even on the star? Were the numbers even on the star? And
That's what I'm like.
Season? They're just making this shit up as they go.
I'm wondering that because I want to look back at season 1 and I want to find the point where Trevante was like, "Look at this freaking notebook."
The star.
And I want to look at that picture of the star, and I want to know if it's actually like, yeah.
Did they show the star?
Yeah, they did at one point because he was like, "Here's my notebook," and he was looking through it. But I'm like, I don't remember enough, and if it did, okay, that's got to be some forethought, right? They had to have thought about this.
I'm not going to give them that much credit.
I wish I could.
Yeah,
I'm going to find out right now.
I find the writing on this show to be odious. Odious.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
I
terrible.
concur.
It's terrible.
What does odious mean?
Odious writing.
What does that mean?
It's just a word for terrible.
Oh, okay. That's just a word for terrible.
Yeah. Synonyms for terrible.
This was I don't really have a lot to complain about this one. It was just Trevante being Trevante. He's just kind of a douche the whole time.
Look, he's in jail.
It's kind of funny where he's like, this means something. I was brought here for a reason.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, man. Yeah,
Hey,
go with
strange
that.
lady I've never met before, and then you put me in jail. Give me my notebook.
That's
because
something-
I'm super smart and I'm here for reasons.
That's something I wanted to talk to you guys about. Like, he mentions in this little monologue that he goes off on. He's like, I traded rations for minutes on the internet just to research this, and I'm like, you did? You did? Because you came home with a shit ton of rations and beer.
Yeah.
Last episode.
Right.
But you were trading your rations for internet time? I had no idea. That would have been super cool to see.
That would have been some good writing.
Some information that I could have used.
He goes to the internet parlor and he says, is that one open? It's like, yeah, man, just shut the fuck up and do your thing. You got 30 minutes.
He's pissed off that his nephew almost gave the aliens what they want.
Right?
Yeah.
By dying.
And so he just went to the internet cafe. That's what this show wrote.
But I want to know how much. How many rations? What is it? Like a cracker per minute?
Snickers bar for 30 minutes.
Right? Yeah. How much is a beer worth? Is that what they're talking about? Like, I don't know. This little line of dialogue, I was like, really?
Don't try to do the math.
Really?
Yeah.
You traded rations, but then your sister had a barbecue?
Yeah.
What? It was just weird. It's very
silly.
strange. Very strange. I'm gonna look it up. I'm in the season finale of season 1 right now on my phone. I'm gonna find that picture of this freaking thing. And I want to see if it actually was a butthole star.
Butthole star. If it's even in a notebook.
It's a sheriff star.
Sheriff's butthole star.
Sheriff
It's a
badge
it's a
star.
chocolate starfish.
Anyway, do you guys have anything to add to this
But
sequence?
It was interesting that Rose kind of like catches us up with what happened since we last saw Jim Bell Tyson.
Somebody needed to.
Yeah, and basically his deputy disappeared, like the black girl that was like, kind of like,
They all disappeared.
his right hand. And then like all these other people from the town have been disappearing. And this is like ground zero for like when like the invasion started, even though technically Kandahar, like when that sneezer landed,
That was ground zero.
Yeah.
You just gotta steal it. So America was ground zero, not the Arab countries.
Well, I was kind of figured. I figured it was like
America.
Fuck yeah, America. But like, I always kind of figured it was just like Independence Day, where there's like motherships all over the planet.
Well, they kind of are. Yeah, they're going that direction.
I mean, there's no ground zero. This just Jim Bell Tyson was the first one we got to see on TV disappear. So
Well,
whatever.
the question is, why did they disappear? Because when the aliens kill people, they just like leave the bodies
Because
behind.
they want some, nice people steaks.
But I mean, the question, the thing then becomes, it's like these people aren't really dead, are they?
Sarah's going to be nice and young and tender, and
Oh my god!
stick a spit on her, and fucking
Chris Hansen comes out.
put her over
Yeah.
the fucking fire.
Rotisserie child.
Rotisserie cake. Yum.
That's
I don't think this show knows
like-
what the alien motivation is, what they do with people, or how they kill people.
I don't think the writers know either at this point. They're just winging this thing. It's really weird.
I'm looking at the scene where
You
he's
got the star?
flipping through the
No
notebook.
star?
There's no star in
No
it
star.
at all. There's no star.
Fuck you and your star.
I'm gonna find. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the
It's all
doubt.
part of the conspiracy.
But he's on the last page of the notebook, and that don't look like no sheriff star.
It's very harrowing.
Wow, this is interesting. Harrowing?
It's a very harrowing thing you're doing right now.
That's terrible use.
It's terrible. It's a terrible thing.
Yeah, there's nothing. No, he's taking a picture of something completely different. That's so funny. They're just making this shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were like, well, we got to pivot. Pivot!
The only thing I really wanted to see in this episode, and I didn't get it, was I wanted to know how the Fast and Furious kids were doing.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Next episode. Oh, speaking of, I saw the coming up next on the invasion. They do go through the tunnel.
Seriously?
on
Okay.
foot. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Well,
I'm
how
like,
else
okay,
are they
all
going
right.
to get there?
They drop the car off. They're
Yeah, I
walking.
know, but now they're walking.
They're walking
How
through the
else would
tunnel.
you do it? There's no well, unless you steal a boat.
Yeah. There's no bridge. I don't think is there.
No.
So they take a car down to the coast. They find the tunnel and then they walk through the tunnel.
Yeah.
Come out to the coast.
And I bet
Come out
you,
to the
I bet you there's some wall crawlers. I bet you there's some fridge crawlers.
I
in the
freaking
tunnel.
hope so. I hope half those kids
I
die.
hope there's zombies in there.
Zombies would be
I
great.
hope something happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should set the bar a little lower. Yeah.
Something happens in the Japanese chick storyline.
In the Amazon.
Are we done with Trevante Cole?
Can we
Well, there wasn't much
Not
to
a lot
talk about.
happened. Not a lot happened with
It's
him.
like he sat there for 20 minutes and said, I would like to see my notebook, bitch.
Yeah.
Give me my notebook.
I
Okay.
think that from now on, when we introduce Trevante, we should go, if you thought Aneesha was bad.
Yeah, this is the whole scene.
That's a different scene. That's a different star.
Yeah, that's a different drawing, I think.
Yeah, but look, he flips through the whole page, and there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Nothing about any kind of
Yeah.
sheriff star.
Yeah.
So confirmed. This is season 1. I've got it pulled up right now. Not a sheriff star in sight. So they're making this shit up as they go along. All right, confirmed. Now moving on.
All right. So
Well, maybe Trevante fell into a seizure and he channeled Casper, and then he actually wrote the butthole.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's a sheriff star.
Yeah,
Sure it
it's a
is.
star butthole.
Yeah.
well, do you guys want to get to the real alien
yeah,
buttholes?
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's the theme of this show is buttholes.
Buttholes. The whole show
Because
is,
they're always probing.
I mean, this show is the literal butthole of Apple television.
There's the intro clip right there.
It is.
All right. So Mitsuki Emotes storyline. And one of our commenters left a comment on one of our videos where he's like, I just call her Suzuki. So Suzuki is continuing to do experiments
No.
with the alien butthole
like it.
on the crashed ship in the Amazon rainforest and discovers that the ship emits a random signal that doesn't seem to do anything. The text just dumped this data into a slush file because, well, there's only so much bandwidth in the apocalypse, am I right?
Shut up.
However, since no one is as smart as a Japanese lesbian, Suzuki discovers that the aliens have a cloaking device that is triggered by one of their transmitter sequences, and that the aliens have been invading Earth by being, wait for it, invisible. Suzuki then figures out that the random signal from the ship is actually a distress call, and it corresponds to a cubic spline, whatever that is, which means that she can predict when the next signal will be. And that means they can hack the signal.
No way.
Bum, bum, bum.
So they tell Indian Elon Musk about their discovery, and they hatch a plan to piggyback off the distress signal to decloak the alien transport ships that are dropping the fridge crawlers on the planet and then nuke the fuck out of them. Indian Elon loves this plan, even if it means killing a lot of innocent people, because Stalingrad. So he calls up President Woman King of the World Defense Coalition and tells her to have every nuclear power looking up at the sky to nuke the fuck out of the alien ships that they're about to reveal. I mean, it's not like nuclear missiles need coordinates or anything. They're just point and shoot, right? You can eyeball it, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, President Woman King is a bit nervous about shooting nukes at invisible alien ships. I mean, they don't even shoot their nukes at the visible alien ships. So she just says, what if they miss? They'll simply detonate the nukes in the atmosphere instead of risking the missiles falling to the ground. And it's pretty obvious that at this point that no one on the invasion writer staff did any research into electromagnetic pulses or radiation or the safeguards to keep nuclear weapons from detonating if they miss their targets or anything having to do with nuclear bombs, actually. Anyway, at the appropriate time, the Suzuki Gambit goes into effect, and everyone looking up at the sky can now see the decloaked alien spaceships, and we nuke the fuck out of them.
Wow.
All in
Just
all,
like Americans.
yeah, all in all, the World Defense Coalition takes down 7 of the alien transport ships in the biggest fireworks show of all time, which is where the title of the episode comes from.
It was really.
That's right. Fuck you, aliens. Never mess with a Japanese lesbian and her diverse and inclusive group of world leaders.
Is there?
Yeah. Listen, man. If you're going to go through the effort of like, hey, we're going to find this transmission. Oh, you mean this thing's been making this transmission repeatedly over the course of the last 4 months and you guys have known about it?
All of these scientists are like, man,
That's nothing.
I don't know.
It's just a blip. We just file it away. And I'm like,
it happens
what?
every 14 hours on the
Yeah,
dot.
like,
No, it's
Whatever.
totally random.
Yeah, like that's
Oh,
totally
okay.
random. And then Mitsuki comes in and she's like, "Oh no, there's a pattern here. it's going to happen at 5:32 a.m. next morning. And they're all like, whoa, how'd you figure that out? Don't ask.
Science, bitches.
Don't ask because they're not going to tell you.
Well, she mentioned a cubic spline, which is like a mathematical thing, but like you need certain factors in order to get that cubic spline.
She did it in like 30 seconds in her head.
Yeah.
This is the data.
She's very smart.
She's very smart. So that was pretty funny. And the other thing too, when she's walking through that corridor and she sees the thing like cloak and decloak, she's like, oh, they're doing something. And they're like, oh yeah, we go through our rhythm, and this is like file 92, and like this is a thing that they do every day. They have like a checklist, and you're telling me that not
one's ever noticed this before.
Not a single person has ever been like, hey, when we hit that button.
That's not what.
That's not how.
All these highly
explain to me how that didn't happen.
Super smart scientist people.
So the episode starts off with Mitsuki going back into the alien butthole room, and basically what they're doing is they're doing a bunch of like transmission sequences to try to get a response from the butthole. And so one of those transmission sequences that they were cycling through to see if they could get a response from the butthole triggered the alien cloaking device, and it just so happened she was walking by when it happened. And so she ran in there and she was like, do what you just did again. And so like they started going backwards on the sequences until they found the one that triggered the cloaking
this
device.
wasn't something that they've been doing since the beginning?
No. So what happens, so like the distress signal is something that they've noticed since the beginning. But they couldn't figure it out. They just thought it was like a dying gasp of like the ship because it came at random intervals that they couldn't like deconstruct. But it wasn't until Mitsuki was able to actually make contact with the butthole where they started sending out these transmissions to try to communicate with it. And this was one of those.
I'm glad our drinking word of the day isn't butthole.
Yeah.
Don't change it. Don't change it.
Question.
Yeah.
Mitsuki had to like gear up before she could go talk to the butthole before. But she doesn't need it anymore.
Well, now she doesn't need it because, reasons.
Well, no, she had a suit on.
At the beginning she was in full like.
She was in full suit. Yeah. Yep. Confirmed.
But when she was walking on the catwalk to, come
Maybe
back,
that's what I'm thinking
come back
of.
from her thing, like she wasn't in the suit, and that's when she saw the decloaking of the Starro.
Yeah, it's another Starro. So those are like mini ships, mini drop ships are the Starro
that look
things?
exactly like the
one from season 1?
Yeah.
That was in
You
the
mean
Arab?
that thing? It's countering the whole country of Brazil.
It was
It's a
it was the
mini
one
ship? No,
that
that's a mothership.
sneezed on Trevante's troop. Yeah.
Yeah. They're inside the big mothership, and they're all they're like little drop ships, apparently. I'm just telling you what I'm looking at.
They're inside a mothership. They crash landed in Brazil.
Yeah.
It's not a Starro.
It is.
Starro is like
the thing that cloaked that Suzuki saw disappearing was a Starro.
Oh,
So the ship is shaped just like the aliens?
Well, it's kind of like that's a hangar for the Starros, where like the ship would like drop them on the planet.
I think the ships are.
I hate this ship.
I think the ships are organic. I think they're kind of alive.
I tend to agree. I get that vibe too.
So,
like they can move around, they can walk and stuff like that.
which is why we call the orifice they're in the ship's butthole, because it's literally a orifice.
Are your buildings
of the
dead?
ship. So
that was the best line from that stupid movie.
yeah.
Are yours alive?
Ant-Man Quantum Butthole?
But
Butthole. Yeah.
regardless, they just make up some science bullshit to decloak these mythical motherships that are hiding all over the planet. And they do some shit. Monsters. And they launch some nukes at them.
Oh god, dude!
I just wish when Mitsuki says we're going to hack them, like like their chairs just start turning around as they're like typing, like from that movie Hackers.
Yeah, it's like every '90s movie or TV show that's like, I've hacked the system. I've hacked the mainframe.
And they just start smashing their keyboards.
I'm sure our computers are like highly compatible with alien technology.
See, this is another thing that I wish
hack their stuff. That's the dumbest fucking thing.
You just need to get in the mainframe.
This is. Just keep saying words.
Math is math, people. It's the same all over the universe.
Splining.
I wish the show would take the time, because I really love the idea, the concept that the show introduced, even in season 1, that like sound is a way of communicating. And
they haven't even touched on that.
They haven't. There's just implied that they're doing that because like when they were outside and the sand was like making the weird shapes, because that's real. Different vibrations make these crazy weird shapes, and if they can like. In the show, just be like, oh, this is how they communicate by making these weird shapes with sound. I was like, that's a freaking great idea.
It's
and
fantastic.
And it would tie into the butthole theory, because that's how you communicate with the butthole.
With the song,
vibration.
with music. Yeah, but they just don't spend any time explaining all of this. They just like, something about sound.
It's like
And I'm like, no, come on, man. Like,
it's like
go through the emotions. Talk to me about it. This is an interesting concept.
We already did that with Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah.
I like it when they all go crazy on that movie.
Yes.
I'm not touching it.
I love.
Potatoes have never been the same.
We should.
Yeah,
100%.
let's watch a good alien movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to do it after we're done with this? Do like a Spielberg,
Maybe we
Close
might need to, like,
Encounters?
just for a palate cleanser.
Good alien invasion movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Battlefield Los Angeles? I thought was
Love
really
movie.
good.
Love
Really?
movie.
You like Battle LA?
I like that movie too.
Yeah,
What?
really good alien invasion film.
Oh, interesting. That's Michelle Rodriguez in it, right?
No,
No.
Doesn't?
Aaron Eckhart.
It
Well,
might
yeah,
have
but he's Michelle Rodriguez.
She
is
might
in
be
that.
that badass Hispanic.
I think she's the
soldier
badass.
chick.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
so.
But yeah.
So,
So anyway, they hack the ships. They make them all appear.
dude, I love the.
So then we all launch the nukes.
No. Before
Right?
that, right? We have to convince the world to look
Oh
up
yes,
Uh-huh.
the
the
highly
communication.
diverse and inclusive World Council.
I was like, just look up and wherever the ship is, shoot the nukes
Yeah.
there.
Shoot
Yeah.
that.
But what if it's on
No
top of
one's
a
ever
city?
thought of doing that before.
But what's crazy is like when they show like the ships that they shot down, they're all places where no one is, like over the ocean, over Antarctica,
It's
the
like
North Pole.
let's have some stakes here because they did mention this. They said, "Well, what if it's over a large city or population center?" And they literally said, "Yeah, I guess we need to just like deal with it, because
It's a sacrifice
it's
we're willing to make.
Right?
Yeah,
Right.
like,
Well, I guess that was the
the
Elon
whole
Musk guy.
Yeah,
But-
that was the whole Stalingrad thing where it's
Yeah.
like the Russians lost more people than the Nazis in the Battle of Stalingrad, but
Yeah.
they ended up winning because of it. So like they were willing to make the sacrifice in order to get the win, and that was the turning point.
I
of
wish
World
they
He
would have
dies.
just. I wish they would have
He
like
dies.
landed one on top of Los Angeles or something.
Or like London
that
or
would've been-
whatever.
that would've
Well,
been dope.
they landed one in Russia, right? Because like they said at the end there that like one of the ships, crashed in Russia.
There were so many inconsistencies with like the little world map.
Rosvidanya.
Yeah. Cheers to angry Canadians, I guess.
Dead Russians.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Should have done vodka.
This stuff is stronger this week. What is it?
It's the rye. Is that the rye?
No, I'm drinking wheat. My goodness.
Hey, welcome back.
They sent us the good stuff.
Yeah, Shady Mile, Caskers.com. Not a sponsor. I just thought it was funny because I'm watching this show and this is the one storyline I was like, oh, all right, yeah, let's get my engines revving a little bit. Nuclear war, shooting down aliens. Cool. Let's go. Let's do this. But there were so many inconsistencies and weird things, like when they showed the world map and they're like, look at all the aliens that we decloaked. And it's literally all over the map. There's little blips all over the place.
And Earth was flat. It was fucking weird.
Don't get me started. And then like they...
Sorry.
you totally derailed me. God damn it, Jude.
I'm sorry.
Damn it, Jude.
They're like, okay, we're going to shoot down as many as we can, right? The whole world is on the same page. Everybody, except for India. India's like, I don't think this is a good idea.
I don't think this is a good idea.
No, wait
Not a
to
good
see what
idea.
happens to you guys
Yeah.
first.
No, I'm not going to join in that. No, thank you.
That way when the aliens come down again, they're like, we had nothing to do with it.
We told them not to do it.
Bollywood's still alive and well. They're just dancing.
Do a dance number.
Yeah, do.
There's a meme.
They were like,
Wanna dance off?
Not
Let's
a
do it
good
right
idea.
now.
Or we're not going to do that. No, thank you. And then the lady's like, well, fine, whatever. The rest of the world's going to do it. But they nuke everybody. They show all these nukes going off
Yeah,
all over the
radiation,
place.
no big
And
deal.
then they show, we've shot down 7. And he names the 7 specifically. So we shot down 2 here, 4 here, and 1 over here. And none of them are anywhere near the United States or Canada. But if you go back to the scene where the piece of shit lady's watching the ship come down, she's in like Canada, Ohio area, over there.
Canada, Ohio.
It's close enough.
You can see them from Russia.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's one over where Trevante and Liara were on the beach.
Well, they're all over.
But that one was already uncloaked. Like that, they could see that one while they were at the barbecue, and they still didn't shoot that one down.
Like, so there was one in Florida and one in LA, like huge mothership.
Yeah.
The one that they could see that I guess they never considered nuking at
Right.
all. Yeah. So like all these other ones, basically Sarah, piece of shit's daughter, she looks up in the sky and she sees one of these ships kind of like crashing, like really far away. Even my guess is like that might have been the one in the North Pole or something like that.
No, he said it was in Antarctica.
Well, there was one there was one on each pole. There was one
there?
in Antarctica and one in the North Pole.
Santa okay?
So like the stuff on the map that they were showing like wasn't very accurate to what they were saying. Like it wasn't corresponding with what like they were reporting, because there wasn't one in Russia either. Like it was just like kind of like over by Japan almost.
Yeah.
But what's crazy about this is just like the complete lack of understanding of how nuclear explosions work.
Dude, when that lady was like,
we'll just detonate them in the atmosphere.
Yeah, just tell our people to blow them up in the atmosphere before they hit the ground, and everything will be fine. And I'm like, don't do that. No,
I
that's a
don't
bad
think
idea.
that means what you think it means.
Yeah, like EMPs are a thing. Radiation through the atmosphere. You'll like nuke half the population just by proxy.
Well, is it American nukes or Russian nukes? Because
Are they different? Do we have higher grade uranium?
Russian nukes are way worse than
Worse?
Yeah.
Worse how? Worse better or worse? Worse.
Also, why?
You've seen Chernobyl,
Yeah,
right?
come on now.
Oh, that was rough.
Also,
They're all
why
bad.
weren't we scrambling like fighter jets to like go in there and like try to like shoot them?
If
Before
practical
the nukes?
weaponry works against these things, why aren't we
Fire works against
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, like
Fire.
Hello, boys. I'm home.
I want to get freaking Robert Duvall in here and be like, I love the smell of napalm in the morning, and just like freaking just carpet bomb the whole thing. There's so many inconsistencies with the show. It's
It's
frustrating.
making
You guys ruined Trevante's barbecue.
God damn it. Could have been out of barbecue.
But buttholes.
Buttholes.
Back to the buttholes.
But I will say
I wanna
I will
dance.
say this: out of all the episodes that we've seen of this show, this is the best of them.
Yeah.
because
What?
something actually happened in this episode.
No.
It was a start and the end.
Yeah, they ended the whole series.
That's the other
Let's go.
question.
It's
Now we
over.
know this
Done.
works. Can't you rinse and repeat?
We got 7 more episodes.
Well, the whole thing
Actually, we got-
the whole thing is you could only do this once, which is why so much was riding on it. They didn't make that very clear, but basically, once the aliens know what they did, they'll stop it.
But isn't there still like 45 motherships?
Yeah.
floating around?
Well,
They only shot down
there are
7.
at least 2 huge motherships that we've seen. So, like, basically, now that we've like bloodied their nose, the aliens are going to be like, "Oh, you want to play?" So they're going to come back at us harder now.
We're going to make the fridge
We just-
crawlers bigger.
we just brought knives to a gunfight.
Yeah. I hope. I mean, I hope they just come down in total force and just knock everybody out.
And
Maybe,
then,
you know what we
like,
should do? What we should do is it's like, what are they here for? Water or resources or something?
Not fire.
They're terraforming. So
Well,
they wanna take over
we
the
should
planet.
just like poison the planet.
I was
So
just
they
going to
don't
say
want
that.
it anymore.
I was just going to say that. That's why they want to explode the nukes in the air, because if we destroy the planet,
Yeah.
then they'll just go away.
Well, the
do the-
alien terraforming is destroying the planet, like the alien spores and stuff like that. It's making the atmosphere unbreathable for us.
Oh.
That's okay. If we can't have it, they can't have it either. Just fuck it all up.
Yeah.
That's a good mentality.
they're fundamentally changing what the planet is.
my
so
toy.
that
You
they
don't
can
want
live here.
to break it.
But yeah, like I was shocked at like how stupid like the world leaders were about like
Well,
how nuclear weapons
That's
work.
because the world leaders are more interested in being mutually diverse and
I don't know. That Indian guy cracked me up, dude. I want to see more of that guy.
I don't know if we want to do that or
It's
not.
not a good idea.
No, we're going to do it.
Not going to do it?
No.
It wasn't that he didn't want to do it. He was worried that like one of the nuclear weapons would hit them like from Pakistan.
No shit.
Yeah.
Those dirty Pakistanis.
Give the world leader to that guy. He's the smartest person out there.
Yeah.
Putin in there. It's like, maybe one of my nukes can then go off course.
It's okay. That's
And
okay.
Washington.
What are
I
we
am
doing?
going to kill the aliens, but first.
But first, I'd like to take over Montana.
That's where Sam Neill's hiding.
That's right.
Which brings us to the last storyline.
Just a wormhole going from like
Yeah.
Oklahoma to Montana, just going back and
which
forth.
brings us to our last storyline of the episode. Jim Bell Tyson. He's still dead.
Cheers.
R.I.P.
You think he'll come back?
No.
No,
That's
No,
true.
no. What's going to happen is
it'll be a CG Sam Neill.
we're gonna the very last episode of the series is going to land. The mothership's going to land at Devil's Tower in Montana.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And they're going to open up, and all the people are going to come out going with the little alien wall crawler dudes holding hands, saying we're all happy. Big
They've been
family.
taking care of us this whole time.
Yeah.
You guys have been nuking them for no
Yeah,
reason.
what are you guys doing? These are our friends.
Yeah, they're here to help. Look, they're terraforming our mistakes. It's gonna be a freaking environmental cause message at the end
it's
of
like
this. watch.
oil's bad
Yeah,
or some
yeah,
shit.
Yeah,
Gonna
look,
go-
they're gonna give us.
what the wall crawlers should do is go to the Louvre and like glue their tentacles to one of the pictures. And, come get me now, bitch. Save the planet.
Put tomato soup on the freaking paintings.
Fucking cream of mushroom soup on the fucking statue or something. Yeah. Not political at all.
Those idiots.
All right, so you guys want to hear some of the comments? From our previous episode?
Please.
I gotta
Let's
pull
hear
those
from
up.
you folks. You fine folks who watch this
Are we
every
all
week.
reading these, or is this something you're doing?
You pulled
He's
some?
got some ready to go already.
So
You can just
basically,
read
the pinned comment that I believe Alex put up here
Oh
was,
God, I love
The
this
what?
one. I pinned it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah, so everyone can see it. As someone who spent an entire career in the Canadian Army, I can honestly say that your portrayals of Canadian soldiers are 100% correct. We're here to help. Sorry if that offends anyone.
I love it. Oh man. Oh, do you guys need gas? Oh, sure.
No, just take what you need.
Yeah, just here. There's a couple canisters.
Ah,
right
yeah.
here. It's fine.
Would you like a soldier?
Yeah.
Hey, you hosers.
We got a maple bar right here. We got it from Tim Hortons the other day. It's great.
You need some petrol, you hoser?
Do they call it petrol in Canada?
I don't know, whatever.
I can't even say the word.
Canadian.
Canadian?
How you doing there, eh?
Yeah. Hey. Oh, jeez.
Oh, cheese and rice. You're in a real pickle.
It's a real pickle there. Oh my God.
Move on. You know,
fucking love it.
have I told you about the amazing joke I got told by a Canadian?
No, tell me about the amazing Canadian
this
joke.
is a little of a diverge.
Well, it's Canadian.
But so me and my buddy came to Las Vegas a long time ago, before I ever moved here. We went to the Star Trek experience.
Oh, okay.
All right, went through the whole thing. We're sitting in Quark's bar, right, waiting for my warp core breach to show up, right, and I was sitting down next to these people, and they're Canadians, very nice people. They strike up a conversation with me because I'm looking at these people. I don't talk to strangers, but they start talking, you know, and they got that Canadian accent, you know, and I can't do it. But they go, "Hey, you want to hear a joke?" And I'm like, "Sure." It's like, "How do you spell Canada in Canada?" I'm like, "I don't know. How do you do it?" And they go, "Oh, it's CANADA." Pretty funny joke, eh? And I'm like, no, that was a terrible joke. But you know what? I remembered that joke for
love it.
20 plus years.
Love it.
It was just, you know, so
Canada.
cheers
Canada.
to the
Canada.
polite
Canada.
Canada people, you know. That is a 100% true story.
I
I'll
love
never
you. I
forget
love
it.
you folks. Just give her that weirdo Trudeau and you'll be fine.
Oh, God, he's such a weirdo.
Oh, he's so weird.
Go on.
So another Canadian commented. It says, as a Canadian, I totally loved your commentary on the mean soldiers. We're definitely not like that. Next time, need to be more realistic. Better see more apologies and Tim Hortons, eh?
You're just trying to get us wasted.
I'm going to start taking smaller sips. I feel like this is going to go on for a minute.
I'm questioning whether or not these people are really Canadian or if they're just saying that just to get us a drink.
Yeah.
They're the vulnerable men from that Japanese thing we watched earlier.
Well, they're being very nice, which means they're probably
Yeah,
not
probably
it's
Canadian.
true.
Yeah,
We still haven't got Potato Chip Monk. I'm really curious
I
what
miss that
happened
guy.
to him.
I want to watch him roll a blunt.
He's busy trading internet access for rations.
Yeah, he's probably the richest dude around. Yeah, for sure.
What's the next one?
All right. So this one's for Jude.
Oh.
As a black man, my favorite part of the episode was Jude pointing out that black folks can't swim, laughing my ass off. I know I can't. Poor kid would have drowned fucking with me.
You racist bitch. My goodness.
I didn't do it. The show did.
Did anybody else notice?
You know, I
And
would
you all went, whoa. But I totally thought that too, Jude.
you know, if I had said that, I would have been crucified. But Jude says it.
That's hilarious.
And she gets funny comments.
It's fine.
It's like, my God. That's true.
Thank you for commenting that. That made my day when I read
That
that.
was pretty funny.
Good
All right,
stuff.
so
Is that it?
Is that it?
That's it for the
Okay.
comments.
Okay.
That we're gonna highlight.
I do have one more comment I want to read.
Oh, cool. Go for it.
And this is from Nick.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Our boy Nick?
He's just simply asking, what's worse, Invasion or The Last Jedi?
Oh, The Last Jedi.
Yeah, Last Jedi. was
100%. Yeah.
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi ruined something good.
This
has
hasn't
never been
ruined.
good.
Yeah, this has never been good, and it hasn't ruined anything that I've loved. It's just on its own. It's just a hoot
It's
to watch.
just terrible.
Somebody in our chat right now said, who needs season 4 of C when you have season 2 of Invasion?
There you go.
Oh, I need season 4 of C.
Yeah, I'd rather have season 4 of C.
No, he said Warrior. Who needs
Warrior
Warrior
season
season 4
4
when we have Invasion?
Oh.
But C, I'll also take C.
Hey,
Oh,
did you see on the teaser for the Aquaman thing where they
yes,
go, see?
yes, I
And
did.
there's Jason Momoa.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, it was funny.
There's a teaser trailer for the new Aquaman movie.
Oh, yeah.
and it's like
I haven't seen it,
like
but
it has like the optical illusion type thing, like an eyeball, and it's like, are you ready to see?
And it's just
boo, and I'm like, no way.
No, they didn't just do
That
that.
was hilarious.
And then it's Momoa going at the
Yeah, and
somebody
Momoa.
asked Jonathan Tropper to make a teaser for them.
yeah, right. I got excited there for a minute. I'm like, is this a teaser trailer for C?
Is this the universe? We're
That's pretty
expanding the
funny.
universe. Baba Voss becomes Aquaman.
Oh, yeah. I did notice that too. I'm glad you did, because I saw it and I was like,
I haven't watched the actual trailer. I just saw the teaser for the trailer.
I haven't seen the trailer yet either.
I love how they have teasers for the trailers for the movies.
Well, sometimes
Teaser
it's
trailer
fun.
for the trailer.
Yeah. Get ready for tomorrow.
Get ready for tomorrow.
When you get to watch 1 minute and 30 seconds of this trailer instead of 30 seconds.
This is the teaser for the commercial for the trailer that's going to be played. Yeah, okay, whatever.
I love the ones where they're like 6 months out and they're like, are you ready for the trailer? February 22nd. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
No.
All right, guys. So, do we have any predictions for the next episode?
Ooh, okay, so I did see the trailer for the next season or the episode, and they do in fact go through that little tunnel from
little tunnel?
Well, the big
It's
tunnel.
called the Channel.
The channel from the English Channel from England to France, and I'm like, okay, cool.
I can't wait for
I think
them.
Sarah's under the car.
You think they just pull away?
She's screaming, Sarah!
Yeah.
And Sarah's like, I was just hiding. It was
Right
very
here.
scary. You left me by myself.
Yeah.
And she's like, you fucking piece of shit. You're going to give the aliens what they want.
I think they're going to go through the tunnel and they're going to come out in Paris. And it's
Everything's
just going to
gonna be fine.
And everything's going to be fine. They're just eating their fucking baguettes and shit. It's like,
No.
what are you talking
You know what?
about?
Well,
Alien invasion? Give me that friendship baguette. My croissant.
the question is
Number one.
because they did the nuclear attack and killed all the alien ships, there shouldn't be any wall crawlers in the tunnel, right?
Who knows?
Yeah, they should all be dead.
We're talking about invasion riders here.
Well, because they're down in the tunnel, the signal from what they did doesn't reach down there. So the underground wall crawlers are still alive.
Also,
Yeah, are they
the wall crawlers are probably hardwired into whatever ship they come from. So if you blow up that ship, then those wall crawlers die.
yeah.
That would make sense if someone could write that.
I know, but we're just making this shit up as we go.
Also, these massive alien ships that crash into the ocean, like wouldn't those be creating like tsunami waves?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
England,
New York-
England would be
all the
underwater.
walls-
This
coastal
is a
things are done.
catastrophic event across the planet.
Yeah, plus the nuclear fallout in the atmosphere.
All of Travante's family in Florida,
gone,
they're done.
wiped out.
Gone.
Say goodbye to that barbecue.
Yeah. Disney World.
Never liked
Bob
you
Iger,
anyway, Liara.
Bob Iger, Jay, they're all done. They're all dead.
Aw, Not drunk 3PO.
Yeah. Yeah, he drowned in the tsunami from the I don't know where I'm going. I'm getting drunk.
He was
I'm
like, at
sorry,
least
Jay.
Britney's free.
Oh man.
Save geeks and gamers. They're all getting drowned in Florida.
Ryan Kinnell will just be out there like, bring it on!
Ryan Kinnell will be leading the charge against the aliens, man. No, what's weird is like Travante's storyline should really be like him and his Navy SEAL group
Yeah.
are fighting the aliens on the front lines, and then we cut back and we see like Mitsuki like helping to figure out the the mystery behind the alien. Like there really should be like everyone's storyline should have something to do with the actual invasion, as opposed to like Aneesha and like the Casper crew and stuff like that.
Okay. Aneesha, is it Aneesha? Yeah, with the piece of shit family?
Yeah.
What is the end game there? I have
They
no
don't-
idea
they-
what
they
they're
don't
doing.
know.
They
don't
have
know.
the magic bullshit device.
Yeah, but what is it?
But they got to get it somewhere where it matters.
It doesn't do anything. She stabbed something with it.
It
You know what
modulates. It goes. It's like,
You know what
it's
they
like weird
should have
little-
done the second the military found her was take that fucking device, put it in a car separate from her, and be like, you get that to the fastest, whatever to whatever, and send that way ahead, way faster, and then separate her in a totally different convoy and take her to wherever you need to take her to. They kept everyone together. And then they just exploded one car, and they were like, "Go get your bullshit device." And she was like, "I'm gonna go get my bullshit device."
I also think it was funny that they kept Last of Us Joel in like the paddy wagon as they all had lunch. I was just sitting there at that gas station eating lunch.
Oh,
while this guy's
yeah.
like
He's just in
baking
there.
in the freaking.
Well, it's Canada.
Yeah,
That's fine.
and what do you need a magic bullshit device for when you got magic Molotov cocktails?
Me and Canadians. Yeah. Cheers, buddy.
Click clack. We've done a lot of click clacking. Are we done?
Mm-hmm.
Keep talking about the Canadians.
I'm out of whiskey, so I'm done.
Yeah. Hi.
All right.
We got to quit playing drinking games when we talk about this.
Yes, this was not my idea.
It is ridiculous.
I think it was you.
It was totally me.
Or we gotta like change drinks because whiskey's gonna mess.
We
with
have so much of it, though.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Shady
Listen,
Mile.
to finish this off, we'll say thank you to Shady Mile for our 7 bottles of alcohol.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing. Go to caskers.com. Get yourself some good old Kentucky bourbon.
Yeah. Or go to Winn-Dixie in Florida.
Wouldn't it technically be Texas bourbon?
No, this is Texas vodka.
Yeah.
And this is Kentucky straight bourbon.
bourbon.
Right here. See, it says it on the bottle.
I thought they were in Texas.
No, they're in Kentucky. And they have a sister
And
company
also
in
Florida.
Texas.
Oh, okay.
And
So the
Florida,
sister company makes the vodka.
But their Texas vodka is quite good. I understand.
Oh
It
my
is.
gosh. That's why none of us drank it today because we wouldn't stop.
No.
Oh, I
We
got some.
opened it one time and we killed the whole bottle.
I got some ginger beer waiting for this.
Yeah. Ooh, we can do that for the live stream today.
Yeah. We sure can. All right,
what,
guys,
you
we're
know-
going to get out of here.
I'm
Thank you
glad
so
I
much.
stole one of the bottles.
Please keep commenting because we read them and they're freaking hilarious. You guys
Yeah.
are just as funny as we are when you're talking about this show. So comment below what your favorite part of the episode was. Give us another drinking game if you have any more ideas.
No, don't do that.
if it's butthole, it's butthole. Every time we say it, cheers.
Joe.
Wajo.
Yeah, we haven't had any Wajo this
Yeah,
season.
that didn't mean anything.
that was nasty.
That was nothing. Wajo martinis. Those things were so gross.
You're welcome.
I can still taste it.
Yeah, I can't do it. I know
right?
exactly what
It's
it
like,
tastes like.
It's like when you drink something so much and then you throw up and then you're like
But we only drank it one time.
every time you think about that flavor, you're just like, ooh.
And you
It's-
threw yours. I had to drink yours. for you.
I couldn't drink
I
it.
don't believe
Stays
in
with you just like the radiation in the sky from this nuclear attack.
Jude actually captured
brought
the
it full-
flavor of alien
I
butthole.
brought it full
That's
circle.
close.
Oh yeah, is that the name? Yeah, that's the flavor.
It's a black licorice and shit.
Oh, what did I poll the other day? What the new drink should be called? What was it? Butthole or
I don't remember. Anyway, all right, we're gonna
now.
get out of here.
We're big on buttholes today.
Thank you guys for watching the show. Really appreciate it. We watch this show, so you don't have to. You could just listen to our amazing commentary and have a good time. Comment below, share this video with fellow people who don't watch this show so they can laugh along with us. And join us every week while we describe what happens in this episode of Invasion.
forward it to the people who are in this show.
Oh, God, can you imagine if that happens with this show?
If Aneesha was like, "Hi, I watched your shit."
Hey, yeah.
You're right. My character does suck this
She's
season.
kind of a piece of shit. Yeah. Wow. That's not going to happen. All right, guys. Stay salty. See you next week. Bye-bye.